You lose two players in the offseason, and now Knowles is hurt. Does that put you behind the eight ball at all going forward?
I don't think so, but you're spot on when it comes to you lose players really in the off season. After spring and things like that, you don't have certain guys for camp. And so you're readjusting your room. Your room is realigned to some degree. You lose a few reps that guys have had in the past. And so with Dalton Schoen being the lone senior in that group and really the one guy that's played significant reps, you're dealing with an inexperienced room, which is not a bad thing. And I've said before, this room is very talented. Guys that have a different skill set, multiple skill sets, but the talent in that room, if you're really dissecting each kid individually, is very good. Now it's just a matter of those guys getting confident and feeling good about competing at a high level, and that's going to continue to come. But it starts with their daily work. It starts with me just getting them ready, prepared mentally and physically to go out for each game.
Are there any one or two players in particular that you think could really take advantage in these next couple of weeks?
I think Phillip Brooks, he's starting to get more comfortable with what he's doing and what his role is. Obviously, you mentioned Malik. Malik is a guy that has a tremendous skill set. Joaquin Gill, just the list goes on. Landry has been a great special teams guy for us and has made some plays. And so as we continue to work, with that group, and again, it's a young group, inexperienced in that way, I expect everybody in that room, if you get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of them. And they're going to get opportunities. It's just a matter of us preparing and getting our minds right every week.
Where's Sebastian at right now in terms of getting on the field and maybe making an impact in the passing game?
He's right where he needs to be in some aspects. I think he needs to continue to get better just overall, catching the football, just doing the detail things. He's a guy that has another tremendous skill set just with his size, his length and things like that. But consistency is the biggest thing, I believe, with him. He's becoming a lot more physical in the run game and has shown that in games. And so, we're able to personnel guys and get them in there to a certain degree on specific situations. And those also lend to how the game is going, the flow of the game, just with the different things that may happen throughout the course of the game. Whether it's run or pass, it doesn't matter. In particular, with just a game that might be kind of stalemated, you have to be active. You have to go look for work. You have to just make sure you stay engaged. And we all have played in games like that and been around games like that. And that's the toughest thing to do as a player, because you think that you can just snap your fingers and something is going to happen. You have to make sure that you just try to make things work just throughout the flow of the game and just within what the scheme is.
With the Baylor-Iowa State tape that I'm sure you've watched a lot of already, they really kind of found success. Iowa State found success in that fourth quarter, getting some passes through the air. Have you focused on the fourth quarter to see what works well, or are you kind of focused more on those first three to see how Baylor shut them down there?
Focused on really the overall game. Obviously we spent some time watching the fourth quarter and things like that, but we've watched all their games, the 2019 season, and just whatever edge we can find, whether it's the most recent game or the first game, there's always something that you're looking for to find a competitive advantage. And so, we've utilized all the games, all the footage, and we're going to continue to do it up till that Saturday, morning and things like that when we go over our tips and reminders. And you're always looking for something. And, that preparation will continue on, obviously, through the rest of this week, and we'll see how it goes.
With the benefit of hindsight and watching the film, did you think your group was closer to making more plays Saturday than you thought watching it live, or about the same?
I think they were closer than what I saw live. Again, it's a matter of those guys just consistency is the biggest deal, and being able to make sure that they're good technique-wise, and we have to take pride in winning line of scrimmage. That's the biggest thing. You got to take pride in it, and I think that was a good wake-up call for guys, and not only just for everybody, just for guys to understand that, look, every day that you have a chance to compete, you have to take advantage of it. And you don't win games on Saturday. You win them, on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. That's when you win games. And that was my biggest message to the guys after last week. That we have to prepare a lot better, and a lot of it's probably more mental than anything, because physically we're going to get the work done, but it has to be work that is basically there's a purpose to the work. You're not just going through the motions, that they understand what we're doing.